Hey guys, welcome back to Sports Bar. We are back with another Champions League video. We'll discuss about the semi-finals that are to be played just tomorrow. The time of us guys recording the video. So Champions League semi-final is going to be played between PSG, RB Leipzig, and Bayern Munich and Leon. The matchups are pretty unexpected. Not a lot of people expected this to be the semi-finals, but it is what it is. So yeah, first we'll discuss about Leon versus Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich would start as favorites, isn't it?
Yes, Bayern Munich are certainly favorites, not even to win the semi-final. They are favorites to win this whole thing, this mini tournament. Because again, the form they are in, they are just banging in goals, right, left, right, center. The only problem, they can face against Leon is, they can get dominated in the midfield. Again, as I said, as I have lot of praise for that midfield trio of Luis Mahrez, Kakaret, and Hussein Mawar. Hussein Mawar, who likes to, roam the area, who likes to, play as a number 10. He's free to move anywhere. He's sort of a playmaker for Leon. And the other two midfielders, Luis Mahrez and Kakaret, they sort of play like a CDM, but not as a proper CDM. They do have their roles as an anchorman to support Hussein Mawar and the other forwards. But again, they are they have that energy, they have that temperament, to come back and tackle those players, get the ball out of midfielders, and they have that has the quality to stop Bayern, which is dominating in the midfield like we saw in the big game against Barcelona. One player that is Thiago, he alone managed to destroy all the midfield of all the midfield four of Barcelona. So again, this midfield trio, and I think Barcelona Bayern like to keep a high defense line. So again, they have players like Memphis Depay, they have
Hmm.
they have Cornet, and they have Dembele. Again, those are all the pacey players. So again, one accurate ball over the defense, timing with timing and accuracy, and that can get them one on one with the goalkeeper. Again, Manuel is a great goalkeeper, but again, those are clinical finishers, and I think so. That is where Leon could win this match. But again, these are with slight opportunity because again, Bayern are not going to give them any time. They are also going to study how Leon defeated Manchester City, and they are also going to counter measure Leon's. Okay, it's not going to be a difficult. It's not going to be an easy job for Bayern, but it's certainly a difficult job for Leon.
Exactly. And yeah, like we discussed, Bayern Munich are going to start as favorites. Also, do you predict Bayern Munich to score something like they did against Chelsea, or the way they dominated against Barcelona? Do you think Bayern Munich could play that sort of football again?
It's tough to predict. We all know the momentum is with them to score 4 and 5 goals again in a match. But I think so. It's a semi-final. Again, it's a huge matchup, and I would like to see them. I think might take it a little bit more slowly or casually. Again, against Barcelona, they scored in under 5 minutes. But still, I'm sort of that. Maybe Hansi Flick would say it's a semi-final. Leon are no slouch team to beat, and they are very good. They have Leon Una, they are very quick in attack. They like to interchange the wings. They are comfortable with the ball as we saw against Manchester City. So again, it will be a lot tougher to break this. They break this set than it was to break Barcelona. So again, I might think Bayern might score 3 goals, not 5, 6, or 7 goals, but 3 goals are possible for Bayern. But again, they have to be ready, to for those counter attacks in the defense.
You must have noticed that after the Leon and City game, Mbappe made a tweet saying "Farmer Leagues" and then he showed a small emoji of a clown.
Clown.
So yeah. So do you really think that League One is not a farmers league anymore, or it's just one-off season? Because
Um,
like we said, we discussed in our previous video that they have one leg instead of two, and one leg does not reward consistency. It favors luck as well. So you think those might be the reasons? What?
See, League One. If you talk about League One, League One is a farmer league. That I think it personally it is one of the farmer league,
Boring
but the
league.
teams are not as bad because again there are some teams. They have PSG, who is one of the great teams. Again, Lyon. Again, we all know what they did. Marseille is one of the good team. Again, they are not performing well. Monaco, we all know Monaco won the league back in 3 4 seasons ago, and they made it to semi-finals. So again, Ligue 1 as a collectively, I think so is not a competitive league. But again, there are some individual teams, who can play their best football on their day. So again, competition is not there, so we are calling it as a farmers league. But yeah, still, those teams, they are still one of the best teams in Europe. I think so.
Exactly. And since we were talking about Bayern Munich, let's talk about Robert Lewandowski. 50 goals in the season already, and unfortunately, for him, there's no Ballon d'Or this season. Else, he would have easily won that. So, do you think Lewandowski has single-handedly ended the Messi, Ronaldo duopoly in this sport?
I think so. It's not single-handedly because again, if we look at Messi, what the goal Messi has scored or what Ronaldo has scored, compared to that, the Lewandowski had, if you look at Lewandowski, he's a poacher of the ball. He likes to, he has attacking awareness. He has great finishing. He has great attacking awareness. Obviously, he gets into those spaces, but again, not single-handedly. It's a contribution. Thomas Muller has helped him a lot. Gnabry has helped him a lot. So all those Bayern players, who play at the wings and on the other side of him, they have helped him very lot, and that is why I think so. Lewandowski is at the top of his game right now. But again, nothing to take away from Lewandowski. I think he's personally one of the best striker currently right now. He's one of the great poachers. He has great finishing, and also about that he has great awareness. Where he has to play, where he has to go, when he has to make that run, where he has to go and run and stand over there. So again, he's one of the great poachers. But again, not single-handedly, yeah. But he has a certain help. But again, nothing to take away from him. And I also personally think that he might have been a top contender for Ballon d'Or. Yeah, that's your answer.
And to let our viewers know that Lewandowski was bought from Dortmund back in 2013-14 season, and the transfer fee was $0 because he was a free agent back then. So this could be termed as the steal of the millennium, according to me, because what a kind of player Lewandowski is. Even though we might argue that Bayern Munich are consistently winning the Bundesliga, but Lewandowski this time is helping them win the Champions League as well. So this is why I'll call it as a steal of the century or steal of the millennium, whatever you'd like to call it. And other than that, it was Kroos who was bought from Bayern Munich for only 25 million. He was bought by Real Madrid. We'll keep that for later, and we'll discuss about PSG and RB Leipzig. Again, a German and a Spanish team. A German and a French team. Do you give RB Leipzig a chance against PSG because the goalkeeper Keylor Navas is not going to be available for the semi-final clash?
Again, I certainly give them a chance. I will give them a bigger chance than they had against Atletico Madrid because I thought, RB Leipzig, the attack is not well suited against Atletico Madrid. I thought, they might try, but they might not be able to break that Atletico defense. But yeah, still they managed to, break it twice, and with some great football, as we also. Atletico, RB Leipzig, they outnumbered Atletico Madrid on the flanks, whether on the middle of the park or whether on the defense. So again, I personally think they can repeat the same procedure, and they like to play with a back three, which again I prefer back three instead of a back four because again you have that wing backs coming to help us, so it becomes a back five, and then you can have a narrow as well as a wide defensive line. So again, I personally think RB Leipzig they might cause an upset. But I will not go against Neymar, the likes of Neymar, Mbappe. And again, Verratti, I don't think Verratti. I think so Verratti is out. So again, that is going to be a huge blow for PSG. But still, I think so. Defeating Atletico might cause PSG a lot of problems. But again, defeating RB Leipzig would be more of a challenge. But I think that Thomas Tuchel would work around it and he would try to make a plan according to it. Because again, he has experience, playing against RB Leipzig. He was once a Dortmund coach. That time, RB Leipzig were just newly promoted, so he has idea. He knows what this Leipzig team likes to do. He knows certainly some of the players of RB Leipzig. So again, he might make a configure formula around them. But still, I think so. It's gonna be a close game, and anyone who wins this might be with a difference of 1 goal. I think so, and it will be a close game. Certainly, it's gonna be a close game, and don't miss it. Even though it's PSG versus RB Leipzig. Don't miss it promises to be one of the cracker of a game.
Yeah, and how do you think will Timo Werner's absence affect RB Leipzig because he was their spearhead?
I think so. Looking at the Atletico Madrid game, I don't think so. They miss him right now because again they have Yusuf Pausel, they have Kevin Campbell, they have Danny Olmo, they have Marcel Sabitzer, they have all those players that I can just name. So again, I don't think his absence would be too much of a difference. But yeah. If they had him down at this stage, would have been a greatest asset to
Would
have
have been
have
a
right
plus
now.
point for them.
Yes, great performance. And in his space, he just paces. And if you look at the center back, those are old. Thiago Silva and the other ones, so they are old. They are not that fast. So again, he would prove very lethal for them. But again, missing them would not be a big problem for RB Leipzig.
Okay, so who do you think are favorites between PSG and RB Leipzig? Do you give PSG a chance, or do you think RB Leipzig?
Favorites are PSG right now.
Okay.
If we look at their squad, favorites are definitely PSG. But again, RB Leipzig, don't count them out. I don't think so. They are gonna get best aside by PSG. They are going to certainly provide a fight to PSG. They will bring the fight to PSG, but winning, it might take that one moment of brilliance, from one of the RB Leipzig players to get them over the line. They need a good performance from Marcel Sabitzer. I think so. Marcel Sabitzer is going to be key one for Leipzig because he's one of the key makers, and he can make those chances. He can make those. He can reach those attacking midfielders with the ball. So again, Marcel Sabitzer is going to be a key player, and if he plays well, I believe he can certainly win this one. But again, I will go with PSG with this one.
Yeah, PSG are favorites in this game, and in the other game, Bayern Munich are favorites. So if Bayern Munich and PSG, both these teams win their respective games, so we'll have the champions of League One playing against the champions of Bundesliga.
Mm.
So when they used to call these teams uncompetitive or anything like that, then they could put those things to rest at least for a while. And if these two teams don't win, then we'll have two underdog teams playing against each other
Mm.
in the Champions League final, and this would again be one of the best moments of this tournament. And that's what this tournament is all about. It's all about unpredictability, and we've seen time by time, time after time, we've seen small teams that were underdog rising and playing the semi-finals or the finals. So definitely yes, don't miss the semi-finals. And yeah, that's what we have for you in this video.
I
If you
have
have
one
anything,
question for you. I have one question for you. Do you like Champions League being one leg, or you want it to be two legs?
absolutely, I like Champions League to be two-legged because, like I said, I've always said that I'm a fan of consistency rather than just one game. You have 90 minutes. Maybe you can hold a team for most of the time, and when the other team makes a small mistake, you just make just take advantage of that mistake and go on and win the game. Or so I'm not a fan of that. I'm a fan of consistency. I want the team to be consistent over a space of 180 minutes, and it's very difficult to hold a team for such a huge period of time. So yeah, definitely Champions League, I prefer it to be two-legged.
To be honest with you, I don't want Champions League to be a one leg affair, but I have certainly loved watching those four matches. Every match was different in his case, and every match was dramatic. It was right up to the wire, and it creates a certain feeling around the stadium. For a certain feeling of distress, or you can say nervousness among the players. And without the lack of everyone predicted that it would be there will be no intensity. Players would have nothing, and personally, it's not nothing like that. I've seen players play with intensity, even though in the Europa League matches as well. I've seen players play will give their 100%, and there's a little bit nervousness in the game, and there's also certainly a lot of drama that's created because of this one-legged fixture. So certainly, I've loved this one-legged fixture, but again, I would not want UEFA to
Prefer
change
two-legged.
it to one-leg fixture. Two-leg fixture is perfect, but again, I've loved this one-leg fixture more than two-legged one.
Yeah, even the World Cups and the European trophies and the other trophies are one-legged only. But the thing is that these trophies come once in 4 years, so the excitement level is different, the mindset is different as per the fans are concerned. And since we have UEFA Champions League, every year we always want a deserving team, the most consistent team to win. Like we saw in the game between Manchester City and Leon. I don't think Leon would have defeated Manchester City twice. It would have been a huge thing, and so this is why Manchester City, the team which has been consistent over the season, lost due to one small mistake, or rather two or three small mistakes in one game. So this is pretty much harsh, and this is what I feel. So yeah, Champions League, definitely I love the two fixtures. So yeah, if you have anything else to add.
Again, I would not like. I would love to have Champions League 2 legs, but I think so. They have to make a final at 2 legs also, because again, if you look at the Libertadores, they have two-legged finals, and so if they make it,
Yeah, but they reduced the two-leg finals to one now. Copa Libertadores.
Yeah, I don't know that, but again, I've seen them playing two leg finals again. Those again, I think so. Finals should be 2 leg, but yeah, everything is perfect right now. Don't need to change it. I just wanted to say that I've loved this new format, of 1 leg, and all those 4 matches I've really enjoyed them, and would like to see them. If anything happens, if anything major happens, it's not a problem to have 1 leg fixtures.
Exactly. So yeah, that's what we have for you in this video. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and yeah, don't forget to hit the bell icon and watch our videos the moment they are released. So yeah, we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.